Did you know your website has less than a second to make a lasting impression? That's right, one glance and your visitor decides whether to trust you or leave. And if they don't trust your website, you're losing potential customers before they even read a single word. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 mistakes most businesses unknowingly make that silently destroy their website's credibility. So stick around because these aren't just mistakes, they're deal breakers. And I'm sharing exactly how to fix them to turn your site into a trust building machine. So if you're serious about boosting your website's credibility and turning visitors into loyal customers, hit that like button and subscribe for more actionable tips like these. Let's get started. Mistake number 1 is slow loading speeds. So picture this. You're browsing a website and it takes forever to load. Do you wait it out or do you hit the back button and find another option? Most people do the latter, and that could be happening on your site right now. And see, that's the problem with slow loading websites, is that visitors expect websites to load in under 3 seconds. Any slower and they leave. The best way for you to check on your website is to go to Google Page Speeds, and you can just type in a Google Page Speed Insights, and you can go in there and put in the URL of your business website, and Google will tell you exactly how long it takes. And you're really interested more in the mobile number and how long it takes to show up on mobile, because most people are going to be visiting your website from their cell phones. And then once you find out what the problem is, then you'll be able to get those items fixed. Slow speeds frustrate users and signal unprofessionalism, and that's why you want to get that fixed as quickly as possible. Not only that, but a slow site might even impact your search rankings and pushing you further down in search. And while you are going further down the rabbit hole in search rankings, your competitors are increasing and they're taking away your business. So that's something that you definitely want to fix. So here's what to do. You can compress your images, and you can do that by using different tools. So if you have a WordPress website, for example, and WordPress is the number one most popular website builder at the moment, then you can use like plugins to compress images, and many of them are free. So just look for, hey, what's the best plugin to compress images, and go ahead and install that on your WordPress website. If you don't have a WordPress website and you use Wix, Squarespace, Framer, or any of the other popular build it yourself website builders out there, then you can use something like compresspng.com. And over there, you can compress your images, whether they're PNGs, JPEGs, or any other format, and you'll be able to get like a, maybe 4 or 5 megabyte file down to less than 1 megabyte. And that is going to help out tremendously to speed up your website. Another fix that you can do to make your website faster is to clean up unnecessary code. Now, if you're watching this video and you're a business owner or you are in business or something, you're probably not a coder. You're going to have to hire somebody to do that. You want to find somebody that has glowing 5-star reviews, and a lot of people have used them. You don't want to skimp out on this area because you need somebody who really knows what they're doing. And anybody that messes up the code on your website, it's going to be a big problem. So over here, you need to find a professional who can be trusted to help you with that. And you also want to consider upgrading to a better hosting provider. So if you're using WordPress, again, you'll have options to be able to use different providers, and you can just do a search for who are the fastest website providers, and then just provide the year that you're in when you're watching this video, and you'll get a list of the fastest ones. And take a look at like different lists and stuff, and see what are the most common ones that are on the different lists, and then from there choose your WordPress host that you want to move to. Now, if you're on Wix, Squarespace, Framer, or any of the other ones, you're not going to be able to do this, so you're just going to have to stick it out and stick with what you have. So, but here's the thing: speed alone isn't enough. What visitors see once your site loads could be scaring them away just as fast. So let's dive into mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 is outdated design and content. So imagine walking into a store that hasn't updated its decor or inventory in over a decade. How confident would you feel buying from them? Probably not very confident, right? Your website is no different. It's really important that you have a great looking website that is keeping up with the trends and that doesn't look like it's something that came out of 2005. And a dated design or stale content makes visitors wonder if you're keeping up with the times, or worse, if your business is still active. So that's why creating a blog is really helpful and can help out to make it look like you're relevant. First impressions matter, and a sleek modern design builds confidence instantly. Think about, whenever you go to a website, think about going to even famous websites like Apple or Amazon or any other places that you go and you frequent and you buy from them regularly. What keeps you coming back? Definitely that they're keeping up to date with the web design, and that they're showing that they keep on updating their website. So there's always something fresh and new. If your website looks like it hasn't been touched in years, it's time for a change. And this is where I can help. At SwiftBit Support, which is my web design agency, I don't just build websites. I create digital sales machines that inspire trust and drive conversions. So want to see what's possible? Click the link in the description to explore my portfolio, and let's talk about transforming your outdated site into your most valuable business asset. But even the best looking website won't build trust if visitors can't figure out how to reach you. So let's move on to mistake number 3. Mistake number 3 is lack of contact information. Have you ever found a product or service that you loved online, but you couldn't figure out how to contact the company? Frustrating, right? Now, imagine how many of your potential customers might feel the same way about your website. They're looking at maybe your product or your service, and they want to engage with you. They just have a question, but they don't know how to get in touch with you. And that's because your contact information is very difficult to find. And so visitors expect transparency, and they want to have clear contact information that builds trust and makes your business feel approachable. So even if you're a one-person show, you still want to be able to have a way for people to contact you. Maybe you can leave a phone number, or a phone number, and people can call you and leave a message, and you can return it at your convenience. Other contact options, of course, are leaving your email address on your website, although sometimes that can attract spam, so you got to be careful about that. And probably the best solution is to create a contact form, and to actually create a page that says contact, so that people know exactly how to contact you. And that's kind of the standardized lingo that is for websites, is to have a contact page, and you just call it contact. So people know, like, oh, how do I contact? People know, oh, you just got to look for the contact page. So make it easy to reach you prominently. Display your phone number, email, and a contact form on every page. And if you really want to stand out, add a live chat option to provide instant support. And of course, it doesn't have to be you or your team that does that. Now with AI chatbots, it's so easy to get an AI chatbot and to install on your website. And it can be trained on your data within seconds and even minutes. And you just set it up once. And whenever you update any websites or pages on your website, it's going to automatically get updated information. And there you go. You have an AI employee that's a part of your team that costs you just a few dollars every single month. And it definitely pays off in huge dividends. But even if your contact information is perfect, your visitors won't stick around if your site is hard to navigate. So let's tackle mistake number 4. Mistake number 4 is poor user experience. Imagine visiting a website that feels like a maze. You're clicking around, frustrated, trying to find what you need. How long do you stay before giving up? Most visitors won't stick around long enough to find out. So confusing navigation and cluttered layouts frustrate users and drive them away. And a big reason why people have confusing navigation, cluttered layouts, is because they want to be unique, or they want to be creative and want to stand out. But the thing is that people a lot of times prefer something that's familiar. So if you can stay creative and be unique but still be familiar, that's kind of the sweet spot, because people want both. They do love doing businesses with people that are new and unique, but at the same time, they also want to have some kind of familiarity so that they can get around and find exactly what they need. And a poor user experience can make even the best content or offers feel unprofessional. So here's how to fix this. Simplify your navigation menus. Make it easy. Maybe have only 5 or 6 items in the menu, and if there's something more, maybe put it under a more menu. Declutter your layout. Make sure that you don't have a cluttered layout and things are very simple. And sometimes, a lot of times, when it comes to your layouts for your web pages, really less is more. You also want to run usability tests with friends or colleagues. Have somebody go visit your website for the first time and tell them, hey, that you want them to buy a product or service, and just look over their shoulders and see where they click, and try not to answer any of their questions. See how they figure that things out themselves, because you're not going to be there when there's a customer who's trying to buy something from your website or trying to contact you. So this will be a telltale sign. I think that's really helpful. And there are websites that will give you usability tests, some of them for free and some of them for a small fee. So you can look for those and just do a search for usability tests. And they'll record videos of people that they've hired who have never done business for you, and you'll get a recording session of how they navigate your website. And those sessions are super valuable. So finally, let's talk about the last mistake that could be silently costing you the most, and that is ignoring mobile users. Mistake number 5 is ignoring mobile optimization. Did you know that more than half of all website traffic comes from mobile devices? If your site isn't mobile friendly, you're losing half of your potential customers right now. And even if it is mobile friendly, but if it isn't optimized, that means it doesn't look good. Maybe it doesn't have any breathing room. Maybe it's cluttered. Maybe it's slow loading. Any of those things that affect the mobile page layout and mobile optimization, that's going to be a big, huge problem for you, and it's going to be costing you sales. And a clunky mobile experience frustrates users and sends them straight to your competitors because they're going to go back to their search engine and just keep on searching for something else that they're looking for, whether a product or service that's similar to yours, and they'll just go and find something else that meets their needs and that gives them a better user experience. Mobile users expect a seamless, responsive experience on every device, especially when you think about the type of connection that they have on their cell phones. They're not going to be the same as Wi-Fi, so their connections are usually going to be slower. So that's why it's really important for the mobile version of your website or for your website to be optimized for mobile. Make sure your site uses a responsive design that adapts to any screen size. Test it on as many devices as possible to make sure everything works perfectly because your mobile visitors and your bottom line will thank you. Fixing these 5 mistakes is more than just improving your website. It's about building trust, attracting customers, and boosting your conversions. And when your site inspires confidence, your entire business thrives. But here's the kicker. Fixing these mistakes is just the beginning. And if you're ready to unlock your website's full potential and drive even more traffic and leads, you've got to see my video, Want More Leads? The number one hack to 3x them now. I'll walk you through a simple, proven strategy that could transform your results. So click here to watch it. It could be the game changer your business needs.